We're looking for 4 different components to the scissoring test. The first one that we're going to look for is the brow. So we're going to have you comb the brow forward. I like to use a comb to stick it kind of perpendicular up into the hair so that you can see this is about how much hair that you're going to want to take off. You don't need to keep the comb there for the test, but go ahead and remove that, but that's going to give you a visual. I'm going to show you real quick how to take some hair off, but I'm not going to go to the length that you guys are going to go to. These are going to be your practice ones. So I'm going to go ahead and take my shears. I'm going to hold on to that chin hair because in real life, that's what we do. It's called the handle. We're going to hold on to that handle of the dog to have full control of that head. So we're going to pretend this is a live dog. We want to make sure that we have control of the head. I'm going to come in with my shears and I'm going to scissor in the length that I want to take off. Again, I'm not taking off as much as I would if this was you on test day, or as much as I would on a live dog. And I'm going to go ahead and scissor, keeping the same distance from my shears, the whole distance I go across. What we want you to start to control or work on is that there's not a forward motion and a backward motion with this. I'm obviously exaggerating it, but we want you to get rid of the bounce and keep it nice and steady all the way across. A couple of different ways that you can do this, like I just did, which is kind of called the rainbow technique. You can go all the way across, or you can start in the middle and you can go to the side, and then you can turn and you can go to the side. What we don't want you to do is we don't want you to come into the eye with the tips of the shears. Okay, so we don't want you to come at this angle. We don't want you to come at this angle. We want the tips of the shears away from the eyes as you do that, okay? We're not grading on style. We're not grading on if this looks like a magnificent brow. We're looking for safety techniques, stability in your hand, control of the shears. Okay, so that's number 1, the brow. Then we're gonna have you fluff up the top knot of the dog's head. And similarly, again, we're gonna hold onto that handle on the dog's chin so that we have control of the dog. And there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. You can come from keeping your shears pointed towards the back of the head, from one ear to the next, all the way across the dog's, the dome or the top knot. And again, we're looking to see, is there stability? Do you have bounce? Do you have control of the shears? Is it a smooth motion? Is it, right, do you have the stability that we're looking for? We're looking for safety as well. The other option that you have is if you go across like this. We want to see that you're the same distance the whole way across without the bounce. But then we're going to ask you, how would you protect the ears when you do that, right? Because if I'm coming across the head like this, and my tips, see where my tips are? If the dog flicks their ear, which dogs often do, where are my tips at? Right? So this is okay to do this technique as long as you have control of that ear. So go ahead and you're going to grab that ear, pin that ear down, and hold onto the chin. Stabilize the dog in that way so that you're coming across like this with the ear stabilized, and you can do it that way as well, okay? When you're doing a top knot, like a poodle top knot, you will be going at it from lots of different directions. You'll be going at it this way, you'll be going at it this way, you'll be turning it, you'll be going at it this way, because you want the whole thing to be one continuous round dome. So that's number 2. So the first one was the brow, the second is the top knot. The next one's gonna be the ear. So we're gonna comb down the hair on the ear, and the first thing we're going to do after that is we're going to identify or locate the leather. So we're going to flip the ear up so that we can see the leather. We're going to slide our fingers down to the edge of the leather and then off. Okay, so if I am going to cut that leather, I have to cut all the way through my finger in order to cut that leather. I am protecting the dog's ear. Okay, I am fully aware of where that leather is. I've got that leather where I want it now, fully protecting that with my fingers. My fingers are below the leather, and then I'm going to come in with my shears, and I'm just going to create a kind of half moon round shape on the edge of the ear. I can come at it from that direction. I can come at it from this direction. Again, you're going to want to make sure that you're showing safety in, I know where that leather is, I'm protecting that leather. Okay, nice, smooth, controlled motions. Slower is better than quicker. Okay, you're going to develop speed as you develop stability. And then the last one, the 4th one, is we're going to comb out this beard. And when I'm trimming the dog's beard, I typically will take the handle and move it farther back on the chin. So instead of holding up here, I'm going to grab the hair that's farther back on that neck. So then how do you grab that hair to stabilize that head? Even though this dog's not moving, we're gonna pretend like it could, right? So we're gonna stabilize that head. And then what I'm looking for is just a straight cut across the chin. Just like this, okay? Pretty simple, 4 steps. First is the brow, combing that forward, taking that length off. Then we're gonna comb up the top knot. Using our shears, we're gonna go ahead and scissor in that dome. Next is the ear, brushing down, locating that leather, bringing our fingers off the leather, and we're gonna create a nice kind of rounded shape in that bottom of that ear. And then last is the chin. Holding again, stabilizing that head, holding the chin hair back here farther on the neck, and creating a nice straight line. Now, I have curves and straights. You're welcome to use either of them on the test. You're gonna go for a curved shape here, a curved shape on the dome, a curved shape on the ear, and then a straight shape on the chin. Again, we're not looking for perfect shapes. We're not looking for this dog to be beautiful. We wanna see safety. We wanna see that you have the dog's control of the dog's head. We wanna see that you have stability and control of the shears. Make sense? Mm-hmm. All right.